This one isn't exactly a red flag. I guess you could count it because it deals with professional fighting or even semi-professional fighting. And here it goes, the truth. Okay, doing karate tournaments or even what they call point kickboxing, those are very minor events. They're not even on the semi-professional level or amateur level. So it's a different ball game. You're not required to have as much insurance and you're not required to have as many medical checks. You're also not required to have a fight license. So when you go, let's say you want to get into fighting in a ring, number one, you have to get in there in your early 20s. And chances are, if you're in your early 20s, you're getting in there, you've been doing things like karate, jujitsu, or other things like that similar since you were a little kid. And then you've had all of that building up in you, so you're able to get to that point. Okay, so now you start pro fighting, you have to get what's called a fight license, which means you have to go to the state fight commission, you gotta go to approved doctors, they gotta do a medical check, and if you have anything in you that could cause a death or dismemberment in a fight, you're not approved, you will not be fighting professionally. Okay, now if you did get the fight license, your gym, if it's that kind of gym where they have professional fighters, they are severely insured and it's expensive. They're gonna have to take a piece of your purse if you win, because they gotta cover their fees, they gotta cover training you, they gotta cover their insurance as well. In addition to that, you have to be additionally insured. So you have to get what's called fight insurance or something similar. And that insurance is extremely expensive. Your general insurance will not cover you if you're hurt in a ring, if you get blinded, dismembered, whatever. It can happen. Anything can happen in a fight, in a gym, in a professional ring, an amateur ring. So you have to get insurance yourself. This is why fighters are broke, many of them. And if you're doing on the amateur level, the payout's not that great. Sometimes, your coach is going to take up to even 50% of your purse. That leaves you a few dollars. By the time you cover your fees, you may be negative or you may be breaking even. It's very hard to tell. And when you start getting to 28, 29, 30, and if you haven't made a significant gain, your body's telling you it's time to hang it up. Now, before you go and say like, well, what about the UFC? What about people like that? A lot of those guys that made it were very, very small numbers, and they went through a lot of hell to get there. And once they got to the top, eventually they had to retire soon because they just can't keep doing it. Now, I'm not trying to put down professional fighting. There's a place and a time for it, but you have to think it through. You have to think everything that goes through that and everything it costs to get there. And not just financially, but the cost on your body. Because eventually you're gonna have to stop or you're gonna have severe damage to your body from doing all those fights. And the insurance just won't cover it, all right?